Have you ever felt that tiny moment of panic? You're in a group, someone tells a joke, everyone laughs, and you want to jump in with your own funny comment, but your brain just freezes. The English words feel like they're locked in a vault, and by the time you find the key, the moment is gone.
That feeling is the worst. It's like being invisible. Or what about this one? Have you ever sent a text you thought was perfectly normal, but the reaction you got was weird? My student David wanted to tell his boss he was working on a project. He texted, "I do the report now." His boss replied with a single question mark. David spent the whole day panicking, thinking he was going to be fired. All he was missing was one tiny word. "I'm doing the report now."
Exactly. That small difference changes everything. It's the difference between sounding confident and sounding confusing. We know this feels overwhelming, like you have to learn a million words just to have a simple conversation. But what if we told you that's not true?
Today, we are going to give you the exact roadmap to build a powerful 500-word speaking foundation in just 1 month. This isn't about memorizing a dictionary. This is about unlocking the freedom to express yourself, to connect, and to finally feel heard.
And stick around, because the third strategy we're sharing today is a total game changer. It's the one thing that separates learners who get fluent fast from those who stay stuck for years. It will literally save you hours of study time.
We want to be really clear. This plan isn't just about grammar rules or vocabulary lists. We've seen so many students drown in those. This is about unlocking a new part of your life. It's about the joy of ordering coffee without rehearsing the sentence 10 times in your head.
Yes, it's about walking into a party and not just hugging the wall, but actually starting a conversation with a stranger. It's about understanding the banter in your favorite TV show without needing subtitles.
It's about finally texting your crush without having a mini panic attack. That feeling of confidence, of belonging, that's the real goal here. My student, Sophia, used this exact system. She told me last month, and I literally cried when she said this. She said, "Emily, for the first time, I made my new friends from work laugh. I told a joke in English, and they got it."
That's what it's all about, that moment of connection. You're not just learning words, you're building bridges to other people. So if you're ready to stop feeling invisible and start building those bridges, you are in the right place. But first, we have to talk about the traps that are holding you back.
Okay, let's get real about what's not working. There are 3 common mistakes we see almost every single learner make. The first one, we call it the random word trap.
This one is painful. This is when you download a Learn 5,000 English Words app and you start learning words like anti-disestablishmentarianism or perspicacious.
Exactly. My student Steve was a perfect example. He was so proud he knew the word defenestration, which means to throw someone out of a window. He spent a whole day memorizing it. A week later, he was at an airport, desperately needing to find the bathroom, and he realized he didn't know how to ask. He knew a super rare, complicated word, but not the simple phrase, "Excuse me, where's the restroom?"
That's the trap. You're filling your brain with useless information instead of the high-frequency words you actually need for 90% of daily life.
Which leads us to mistake number 2, the silent rehearsal trap. This is for all our perfectionists out there. We see you. You're brilliant. You can write a perfect email, you understand all the grammar, and in your head, you sound like a TED Talk speaker.
But when it's time to speak, crickets, silence, because you're so terrified of making a mistake that you just don't say anything at all. You're waiting for the perfect sentence to form in your mind. But here's the secret. The perfect sentence never comes. Fluency is built on a mountain of messy, imperfect spoken sentences.
And finally, mistake 3, the one that causes the most cringy and confusing moments, the direct translation trap. Maria, a wonderful student from Spain, kept running into this. In Spanish, to say you're feeling a certain way, you say me siento, which translates word for word to I feel myself. So in her English conversations, she would say things like, I feel myself sad today.
Facepalm. And while native speakers might figure out what she means, it immediately creates a barrier. It sounds unnatural and can, honestly, be a little awkward. The goal is to learn to think in English phrases, not just translate single words. And don't worry, we're going to show you exactly how.
All right, now for the good stuff, the solution. We've broken this down into a simple 4-week plan. Your mission is to build a 500-word foundation that you can actually use. Let's do this.
Week 1. Your core 100 verbs and connectors. Forget random nouns for now. Verbs and connectors are the engine of your language. They are the Lego bricks that let you build thousands of different sentences. Words like go, have, be, want, need, get, can, with, for, but, so, because.
We know it doesn't sound glamorous, but trust us, mastering these first is everything. Your task for week 1 is to find a list of the top 100 most common English words, most are verbs and connectors, and focus only on them. Make flashcards, but here's the key. Don't just write the word. Write a simple sentence you would actually use. Not I am, but I am tired. Not go, but I need to go.
This is non-negotiable. Every word gets a real-life context. At the end of week 1, you won't just have 100 words. You'll have 100 sentence starters. Game changer.
Now for week 2, the noun and adjective expansion. You have your sentence engines, now you need some wheels and paint. This week, you'll add about 150 essential nouns and adjectives. But, and this is important, don't just grab a random list. We're going to use a method called thematic grouping.
Wait, Emily, let me show you what happened to me last week with this. I was helping a student, Kenji, and he was completely overwhelmed. He said, there are too many nouns. So I told him, Kenji, for Monday, your only job is to learn 10 nouns and adjectives related to your work. Words like email, meeting, project, boss, colleague, busy, important.
That's so smart. And on Tuesday, maybe your theme is food. Chicken, rice, water, hungry, delicious. On Wednesday, your theme is family. Mother, brother, kids, happy, together. You see, by grouping words by theme, your brain creates a little mental map. It's so much easier to remember fork when you learn it next to spoon and plate. You're building a vocabulary web, not just a list.
By the end of week 2, you're at about 250 words, and they are all organized and connected in your mind. This is where you start to feel the magic happening. You'll start noticing your words everywhere.
Okay, are you ready for the big one? This is the tip Ethan teased earlier. Week 3, master phrase chunking. This is the secret ingredient. Here's what most learners miss. They try to build sentences one word at a time. It's slow, it's exhausting, and it sounds robotic.
Fluent speakers don't do that. We think in chunks. We don't think, I would like a coffee. We think of it as one block. I'd like a coffee. We don't think, I do not have time. We think, I don't have time. These chunks are pre-built phrases that just roll off the tongue.
Your mission for week 3 is to become a chunk hunter. Take your core verbs from week 1 and find the chunks that go with them. Going to the, go for a, gotta go. For have, you find have to, have a good, have no idea.
This is your grammar superhero. When you learn in chunks, you get the grammar and the vocabulary together perfectly for free. You don't have to worry about prepositions or articles because they're already baked into the chunk. When you learn on the weekend as one chunk, you'll never say in the weekend again. High five! This step alone will make you sound more natural instantly.
Finally, week 4, activation and automation. You've gathered about 500 core words and phrases. Now you have to use them until they become automatic. This is about creating muscle memory for your mouth. Your goal this week is simple. Speak for 5 minutes every single day.
It doesn't have to be with a person. You can talk to yourself. Narrate your life. Okay, now I'm making coffee. I need to find a cup. This coffee is really hot. It feels silly for about 2 days, and then it becomes a powerful habit. You are literally building new neural pathways in your brain.
It's like practicing piano scales. You do it over and over until your fingers just know where to go. Speaking is the same. You activate those chunks you learned in week 3 until your mouth knows the moves without your brain having to struggle.
Okay, let's deep dive into that phrase chunking from week 3, because we know it can feel a little abstract. A lot of students hear this and they immediately have questions.
Let's role play it. Ethan, you be the learner who's feeling a bit skeptical. I'll be the coach.
Okay, so Emily, I get it. Chunks are important, but where do I find them? And what if I use them wrong? Slang scares me. I don't want to say gotta go to my boss and sound unprofessional. It's so stressful.
That is such a valid fear, Ethan. Thank you for saying that. Let's tackle that fear together. First, where to find chunks. You're already surrounded by them. Start with your favorite TV show on Netflix. Turn on the English subtitles. Don't watch the whole show. Watch 1 2-minute conversation. Your only job is to write down 3 to 5 phrases that seem repeat or sound natural.
So if I'm watching Friends and I hear how you doing, that's a chunk?
Exactly. Or if you hear Monica say, I have to clean, or what's the plan? Those are perfect everyday chunks. You don't need to hunt for slang. Hunt for the normal, slightly boring phrases. They are the most useful. Now about your fear of using them wrong, like with your boss. That's a great point. The solution is context.
Context? What do you mean?
When you learn a chunk, you also make a tiny note about where you heard it. For how you doing, you'd write informal, friendly for friends. For a chunk like let's review the quarterly report, you'd write formal for work, for meetings. You're not just collecting chunks, you're collecting the social rules that go with them. It's like learning which clothes to wear to a party versus which to wear to a job interview.
Okay, that makes sense. So I'm like a detective looking for clues not just on the words, but on how they're used.
You are a language detective, and you don't have to be perfect. Just start by noticing. The more you notice chunks, the more you'll start to use the simple ones automatically. It's a process of tuning your ear. You can do this.
All right, let's put this into practice. Right here, right now. We're going to do a quick chunk builder drill. I am going to give you a sentence starter, a core verb phrase, and I want you to say a full sentence out loud. Don't just think it, say it.
Even if you're on the bus, just whisper it. The physical act of speaking is key. Ready? Let's start easy. The chunk is, I need to. Go, say a sentence. I'll give you 5 seconds.
Great! You could have said, I need to go home, or I need to eat, or I need to study English. Awesome. Next one. The chunk is, can you help me? 5 seconds. Say it out loud.
You might have said, can you help me with this? Or, can you help me please? Perfect! You're doing amazing. Let's do one more, a little more advanced. The chunk is, I'm looking forward to. This is a fantastic chunk for sounding positive and professional. Ready? Go.
Maybe you said, I'm looking forward to the weekend, or I'm looking forward to our meeting. See how that chunk just makes you sound fluent? You just used 3 high-level phrases. You're already doing it.
Pausing now, take a breath. You are actively rewiring your brain for fluency. This is the work. This is how you get better. We are so proud of you for participating.
So, let's bring it all together. Over 1 month, you're not just learning 500 random words. You're building a smart, interconnected foundation. Week 1, you get your core engines, the verbs. Week 2, you add the nouns and adjectives, grouped by theme. Week 3, you master the magic of phrase chunking. And week 4, you activate it all through daily speaking.
The journey from feeling invisible to feeling confident isn't about learning everything. It's about learning the right things in the right order. It's about building a small, powerful toolkit that you can use in thousands of situations.
Today, you didn't just watch a video about learning English. You took a huge step toward gaining the freedom to connect, to share your ideas, and to show people who you truly are. You gained the power to turn a stranger into a friend.
And you're not doing it alone. When you learn with DialogueBoost, you're not just a student. You're joining the DialogueBoost family, a community of learners who are all on the same journey, cheering each other on.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Start your Week 1 challenge today. Find those 100 core words and start building. You've got this.
Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips to help you speak with confidence. We'll see you in the next video.